After the night before, and there was nothing glorious about the mud in Finsbury Park. Large parts of this North London open space were a soggy mess after it hosted the Tough Mudder Challenge. Many of the walkers, runners and cyclists who used the park were furious.
It's rained for 3 weeks. They must have known this was going to happen, that it was going to ruin it, but they still can't let it happen.
I think it's a disgrace. I think Haringey Council essentially sell the park out to the highest bidder.
I just think it's destroyed the park. That's what I think. I think it's unfair that it just looks like vandalism, really.
Tough Mudder describes itself as the world's best obstacle course and mud run. It's hugely popular around the globe. The Finsbury Park event attracted 7,500 competitors. Junior took part to raise money for orphans in Africa and was surprised how tough and muddy it was.
Very muddy. I was struggling to stand up. I could normally run 5k quite well, but the mud was really slipping, made it even more difficult for you to be able to do the 5k in the time that I normally would do it as well.
24 hours after the event, Tough Mudder was still making its mark. The operation to dismantle the obstacle course seemed to be creating even more mud. For those taking part, events like this are tremendous fun. Many of the participants raise thousands of pounds for good causes. But the question being asked here is, at what cost? Nature might heal itself, but it won't happen overnight, and parts of Finsbury Park are now so muddy as to be of little use.
I think it's devastating, if I'm totally honest. I don't blame Tough Mudder. You know, I'm sure that most of the contestants are good people running for charities. An urban public park is not the right place for it. It's taken over our whole park and the destruction is terrible.
Labour-run Haringey Council declined to talk to ITV News, but the deputy leader released a statement saying the impact of the event this year has caused several weeks' worth of damage to the park, and as a result, we have had to rethink our approach. To prevent the risk of this repeating, we have decided that this event will not be held in Finsbury Park going forward.
I think Haringey Council have got serious questions to answer. You know, they've obviously allowed a much bigger event this year. It's taken over the majority of the park, and the destruction is going to last for weeks, if not months.
Tonight, Haringey Council said the organisers of the Tough Mudder would pay for repairs to the park.
So, Simon, that begs the question, what have the organisers had to say?
Well, Charlene, as you can see behind me, they're still working to dismantle some of the obstacles, and I think only when they have gone will it be possible to fully assess the damage. But we have had a statement from the organisers, from Tough Mudder, saying it recognises the damage to the park and the impact on the local community. The big question now is how much will it cost to fix and who will pay for it? Haringey's statement certainly suggests that the council expects Tough Mudder to pick up the bill. But Tough Mudder's statement is less explicit. It talks about an ethos of togetherness, and that being an ethos of togetherness which will restore the park with the council. Whether that ethos of togetherness involves sharing the bill isn't clear. But I think it's pretty safe to say that after the decision to cancel future Tough Mudders, both Haringey and the organisers recognise just how much of a disaster this weekend was.
All right, Simon, thanks very much for that.